Alright folks, if your yard feels like a frying pan every summer and your flowers wave the white flag by July, this one's for you. I've rounded up 44 of the toughest, most heat-loving blooms out there. Plants that don't just handle full sun, they strut their stuff in it like they own the place. These beauties keep their color, their shape, and their attitude, even when the mercury's soaring, so you can have a garden that looks lush and vibrant without turning into a full-time plant medic. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly which flowers can take the heat and still make your yard look like it belongs on the cover of a garden magazine. AGAPANTHUS, or African lily, stands tall, with bold blue and purple blooms that look like summer fireworks. It thrives in full sun, keeping its lush green leaves even in scorching heat. Perfect for garden beds, borders, or patio pots, it brings a polished touch anywhere you plant it. Once established, it's drought tolerant, making it a low-maintenance showstopper. All season long, it delivers vibrant tropical charm without missing a beat. ALLIUM bursts onto the scene with striking globe-shaped blooms in shades of purple, pink, or white that rise above the garden like floating orbs. It thrives under full sun, handling heat with ease, while adding bold structure to flower beds. Perfect for mixing with other perennials, it draws pollinators and keeps deer at bay. Once planted, it needs little care, rewarding you with long-lasting color. Season after season, it delivers a touch of elegance that stands strong through the hottest days. Angelonia, often called the summer snapdragon, shows off spiky blooms in vibrant shades of purple, pink, or white that keep their color even in blazing heat. It loves full sun and shrugs off humidity, making it perfect for long, hot summers. Great in garden beds, borders, or containers, it brings steady color without constant upkeep. Drought tolerant once established, it's a true low-maintenance performer. From spring through fall, it keeps the blooms coming, making your garden feel fresh and lively all season. Black-eyed Susan shines with bright golden yellow petals and a dark chocolate center that lights up any sunny garden. It thrives in full sun, standing tall and cheerful, even in sweltering heat. Perfect for borders, meadows, or mixed beds, it blends beautifully with other summer blooms. Low maintenance and drought tolerant, it keeps coming back year after year with minimal fuss. All summer long, it delivers that classic sun-kissed charm that never goes out of style. Blanket flower bursts with fiery red, orange, and yellow blooms that look like they've captured a summer sunset. It thrives in full sun and handles heat and drought like a champ, keeping its bold colors fresh for months. Perfect for borders, rock gardens, or wildflower mixes, it adds a pop of warmth wherever it grows. Low maintenance and long blooming, it's a favorite for busy gardeners. From early summer to frost, it keeps the garden glowing with vibrant energy. Blazing Star stands tall with slender spikes of purple or white blooms that open from the top down, creating a striking vertical accent in the garden. It thrives in full sun, handling heat and dry conditions with ease. Perfect for borders, prairie-style plantings, or cutting gardens, it attracts butterflies and bees all season. Once established, it asks for little care, making it a reliable choice for busy summers. From midsummer onward, it brings bold color and texture that lasts through the hottest days. Butterfly weed bursts with clusters of bright orange blooms that are like magnets for butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds. It thrives in full sun and shrugs off heat and drought, making it a star in tough summer conditions. Perfect for borders, wildflower gardens, or pollinator patches, it adds vibrant color and life to any space. Once established, it's low maintenance and dependable year after year. All summer long, it keeps the garden buzzing with energy and brilliant color. CATMINT spills over with soft lavender blue blooms and fragrant gray-green foliage that thrives in full sun and summer heat. It's drought tolerant and low maintenance, making it perfect for borders, pathways, or cottage gardens. Its long blooming season attracts bees, butterflies, and other pollinators while keeping deer and rabbits at bay. Once established, it needs little more than the occasional trim to keep looking fresh. From late spring through summer, it adds a gentle, airy charm that never fades in the heat. Celosia flaunts bold, flame-like plumes or coral-shaped blooms in brilliant shades of red, orange, yellow, and pink that light up the garden. It thrives in full sun, keeping its vibrant color even in the peak of summer heat. Perfect for borders, containers, or cutting gardens, it adds dramatic texture and a tropical feel. Heat and drought tolerant, it stays fresh with minimal care. All season long, it delivers striking color and form that make any garden unforgettable. CLEOME, also known as spider flower, towers with airy clusters of pink, white, or purple blooms that give the garden a whimsical, fireworks-like display. It thrives in full sun and handles summer heat without missing a beat. Perfect for borders, cottage gardens, or mixed beds, it adds height and movement to your landscape. Once established, it's drought-tolerant and low-maintenance, attracting butterflies and hummingbirds all season. From early summer to frost, it keeps the garden lively with its unique charm. Chrysanthemum bursts into a late-season show with dense blooms in rich shades of gold, red, pink, and white, bringing fresh color when most summer flowers start to fade. It thrives in full sun and handles heat well, especially in the earlier part of its blooming season. Perfect for borders, containers, or mass plantings, it adds a cheerful, structured look to the garden. Low maintenance, with just occasional watering and deadheading, it rewards you with weeks of vibrant blooms. As summer turns to fall, it keeps the garden glowing with classic, timeless beauty. Coneflower stands tall with daisy-like petals in shades of pink, purple, white, and yellow surrounding a bold, spiky center. It thrives in full sun, shrugging off heat, drought, and poor soil with ease. Perfect for borders, prairie gardens, or pollinator patches, it draws in bees, butterflies, and even songbirds. Once established, it needs little care while blooming. From early summer to frost, season after season, it delivers hardy, vibrant color that holds strong through the hottest days. Coreopsis brightens the garden with a blanket of cheerful yellow, gold, or bicolored blooms that seem to radiate sunshine. It thrives in full sun, handling heat and drought with effortless grace. Perfect for borders, rock gardens, or mass plantings, it creates a long-lasting display that pairs beautifully with other summer favorites. Low maintenance and easy to grow, it rewards you with months of continuous color. From early summer through fall, it keeps the garden glowing without demanding constant attention. Cosmos sways gracefully on slender stems, showing off delicate, daisy-like blooms in shades of pink, white, and crimson. It thrives in full sun, flourishing in heat, and even poor soil with minimal care. Perfect for borders, wildflower gardens, or cutting gardens, it adds an airy, romantic touch to any space. Drought-tolerant and low maintenance, it keeps blooming steadily through the hottest months. From early summer to frost, it brings effortless charm and color that dances in every breeze. Dahlia delivers a spectacular display of blooms in endless shapes, sizes, and colors, from bold dinner plate varieties to neat pom-pom forms. It thrives in full sun, producing its best flowers when the heat is high and the days are long. Perfect for borders, cutting gardens, or focal points, it brings drama and elegance to any space. With regular watering and deadheading, it rewards you with a non-stop show. From midsummer to frost, it turns the garden into a vibrant masterpiece. Daylily bursts with trumpet-shaped blooms in a rainbow of colors, each flower lasting just a day but replaced by a steady stream of new ones all season. It thrives in full sun, standing strong through heat, drought, and less than perfect soil. Perfect for borders, slopes, or mass plantings, it adds dependable color and texture with minimal care. Once established, it practically takes care of itself, while brightening the garden from early summer to frost. Year after year, it returns with the same easygoing charm and resilience. Delphinium rises with tall, elegant spikes of blue, purple, pink, or white blooms that bring a stately touch to summer gardens. It thrives in full sun with rich soil, standing strong through the heat when well watered. Perfect for borders, cottage gardens, or as a striking backdrop, it adds height and drama to any planting. Though it appreciates a little extra care, the reward is a breathtaking display. From early to midsummer, it fills the garden with bold color and graceful form. Dianthus charms with fragrant frilled blooms in shades of pink, red, and white that keep their color even in summer heat. It thrives in full sun, preferring well-drained soil to stay at its best. Perfect for borders, rock gardens, or edging, it adds a pop of brightness and a sweet scent to the landscape. Low maintenance and drought tolerant once established, it's a dependable choice for busy gardeners. From late spring through summer, it delivers cheerful, colorful blooms that never lose their appeal. Euphorbia stands out with its unique, often chartreuse or creamy bracts that hold their color and shape through the hottest summer days. It thrives in full sun, handling heat and dry conditions with remarkable ease. Perfect for borders, rock gardens, or containers, it adds texture and contrast to more traditional blooms. Once established, it's drought tolerant and requires little attention, making it a true low-maintenance star. All season long, it keeps the garden looking fresh and distinctive without breaking a sweat. Fanflower spills gracefully, with fan-shaped blooms in shades of blue, purple, pink, or white that stay vibrant even in intense summer heat. It thrives in full sun, making it perfect for hanging baskets, window boxes, or as a trailing accent in containers. Heat and drought tolerant, it keeps its fresh look without constant watering or fuss. Its long blooming season ensures steady color from spring to frost. All summer, it brings an easy, cascading charm that brightens any outdoor space. Firecracker plant bursts with cascades of slender, bright red tubular blooms that look like streams of fireworks frozen in midair. It thrives in full sun, staying vivid and lively through the hottest months. Perfect for borders, containers, or as a spilling accent over walls, it attracts hummingbirds and butterflies all season. Heat and drought tolerant, it asks for little care once established. From spring to frost, it delivers a non-stop display of fiery color and energy. Geranium brightens the garden with clusters of blooms in vivid reds, pinks, whites, and purples that hold their color in the summer Sunday. It thrives in full sun, handling heat with ease while keeping its rounded foliage lush and green. Perfect for borders, window boxes, or containers, it offers versatile beauty in any setting. Once established, it's drought tolerant and low maintenance, rewarding you with steady blooms. From spring through fall, it brings cheerful classic charm to outdoor spaces. Globe amaranth stands out with round clover-like blooms in vibrant shades of magenta, purple, pink, red, and white that never fade in the sunday. It thrives in full sun, shrugging off heat and drought without losing its fresh look. Perfect for borders, containers, or cutting gardens, it adds playful texture and lasting color. Low maintenance and easy to grow, it blooms non-stop through the hottest months. From summer to frost, it keeps the garden lively with its bold, cheerful presence. Hibiscus makes a bold statement with its massive tropical-style blooms in rich shades of red, pink, yellow, and white that seem to glow in the sunday. It thrives in full sun, loving the heat and rewarding you with fresh flowers day after day. Perfect for borders, patios, or as a dramatic focal point, it brings an instant vacation vibe to any garden. With regular watering, it stays lush and healthy all season. From midsummer to frost, it delivers an unforgettable display of color and flair. Lantana bursts with clusters of tiny blooms that shift colors as they age, blending shades of yellow, orange, pink, red, and purple for a constantly changing display. It thrives in full sun, loving the heat and tolerating drought without missing a beat. Perfect for borders, containers, or hanging baskets, it attracts butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds all season. low maintenance, and resilient, it keeps its vibrant show going from spring to frost. Wherever it grows, it adds a lively splash of color and energy. Marigold lights up the garden with cheerful blooms in sunny yellows, deep golds, and warm oranges that stay bright even in peak summer heat. It thrives in full sun, handling hot, dry conditions with ease while keeping its foliage neat and tidy. Perfect for borders, vegetable gardens, or containers. It also helps repel pests naturally. Low maintenance and fast growing, it rewards you with non-stop color from spring to frost. Season after season, it brings a classic sunny charm to any outdoor space. Million Bells spills over with masses of tiny petunia-like blooms in every color, from bold reds and purples to soft pastels, staying vibrant even in intense summer Sunday. It thrives in full sun, loving the heat while producing flowers non-stop without the need for deadheading. Perfect for hanging baskets, window boxes, or containers. It creates a colorful cascade that lasts all season. Heat-tolerant and low maintenance, it keeps your outdoor spaces bright and lively from spring to frost. Pansy shows off cheerful, face-like blooms in a rainbow of colors, from deep purples and blues to sunny yellows and whites that can handle bright summer sun in cooler climates. It thrives in full sun when temperatures are moderate, adding pops of color to borders, containers, and garden beds. Easy to grow and low maintenance, it rewards you with weeks of fresh blooms. With regular watering, it stays perky and vibrant, bringing a playful, classic touch to the garden. PENTAS bursts with clusters of star-shaped blooms in vivid reds, pinks, purples, and whites that stay bright under the hottest summer Sunday. It thrives in full sun, attracting butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds all season long. Perfect for borders, pollinator gardens, or containers. It adds constant color and life to any space. Heat and drought tolerant once established, it's a reliable, low-maintenance choice. From spring through fall, it delivers a non-stop show of vibrant energy. Peony dazzles with lush, fragrant blooms in shades of pink, red, white, and coral that make a bold statement in any sunny garden. It thrives in full sun, producing its biggest, most beautiful flowers with plenty of light and warmth. Perfect for borders, cutting gardens, or as a focal point, it offers both elegance and durability. Once established, it's long-lived and requires minimal care beyond seasonal cleanup. Each late spring to early summer, it rewards you with an unforgettable burst of color and perfume. Petunia overflows with trumpet-shaped blooms in every color imaginable, from bold solids to striking patterns, staying vibrant even under intense summer Sunday. It thrives in full sun, producing waves of color that fill borders, hanging baskets, and containers. Easy to grow and low maintenance, it rewards you with months of non-stop blooms. With regular watering and the occasional trim, it stays fresh and full. From spring to frost, it brings bright, cheerful energy to any outdoor space. Red poppy blazes with silky, scarlet petals and dark centers that create a striking contrast in any sunny garden. It thrives in full sun, loving the heat while adding bold, eye-catching color to borders and wildflower plantings. Easy to grow and low maintenance, it flourishes in well-drained soil with minimal fuss. Blooming in late spring to early summer, it brings a burst of vibrant beauty that stands out in the brightest days. Year after year, it returns with the same fiery charm. Roses bring timeless beauty, with blooms in endless colors, shapes, and fragrances that flourish in the warmth of full Sunday. They thrive in summer heat when given good soil and consistent care, rewarding you with wave after wave of flowers. Perfect for borders, hedges, or as standalone showpieces, they add elegance and romance to any garden. With regular pruning, feeding, and watering, they stay healthy and prolific. From spring through fall, they deliver a classic display that never goes out of style. Portulaca, also called moss rose, spreads low with succulent foliage and vibrant blooms in shades of pink, red, yellow, orange, and white that open wide under the summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, loving heat and sandy, well-drained soil while shrugging off drought with ease. Perfect for borders, rock gardens, or containers, it creates a cheerful carpet of color that lasts all season. Low maintenance and resilient, it keeps blooming non-stop from summer to frost, brightening even the hottest, driest spots. Russian sage stands tall, with airy spires of lavender blue blooms and silvery foliage that shimmer in the summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, loving heat and dry conditions, while adding a soft, flowing texture to the garden. Perfect for borders, mass plantings, or pairing with bold-colored flowers, it attracts pollinators and resists deer. Once established, it's drought-tolerant and almost maintenance-free. From midsummer to frost, it brings a cool, elegant touch that lasts through the hottest days. Salvia sends up spikes of vibrant blooms in shades of blue, purple, red, and pink that stay vivid under the brightest summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, handling heat and drought with ease, while drawing in bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. Perfect for borders, pollinator gardens, or containers, it adds color and movement all season long. Low maintenance and easy to grow, it keeps blooming from late spring to frost. Wherever it's planted, it delivers bold, reliable beauty in the heat. Shasta daisy brightens the garden with crisp white petals and sunny yellow centers that hold their charm even in peak summer heat. It thrives in full sun, standing tall and cheerful through hot, dry conditions. Perfect for borders, cottage gardens, or cutting gardens, it pairs beautifully with other summer perennials. Low maintenance and long blooming, it rewards you with fresh flowers from early summer to frost. Year after year, it returns with the same classic, uplifting beauty. Snapdragon adds vertical bursts of color with tall spikes of blooms in shades ranging from soft pastels to bold, fiery tones that stay bright in the summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, handling heat best in cooler summer regions while adding height and texture to borders and containers. Perfect for cutting gardens or mixed beds, it brings variety and charm to any planting. With regular watering and deadheading, it blooms for months, keeping the garden lively from spring through fall. Sun Patience delivers a constant display of bold blooms in vibrant reds, pinks, oranges, and whites that thrive under intense summer sunday. It handles heat and humidity with ease, keeping its lush green foliage full and healthy all season. Perfect for borders, containers, or mass plantings, it brings bright, low-maintenance color to any space. With regular watering, it stays fresh and blooming from spring to frost. No matter how hot it gets, Sun Patience keep the garden looking full of life. Sunflower stands tall and proud, with golden petals surrounding dark, seed-filled centers that follow the sun across the sky. It thrives in full sun, loving heat and growing strong even in dry conditions. Perfect for borders, cutting gardens, or adding a cheerful backdrop, it brings instant summer charm, low maintenance and fast growing. It rewards you with blooms that last for weeks. From midsummer on, it fills the garden with bright, happy energy that's impossible to miss. Verbena spreads clusters of small, vivid blooms in shades of purple, pink, red, and white that stay bright even in the hottest summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, loving heat while resisting drought once established. Perfect for borders, hanging baskets, or ground cover, it adds continuous color and a touch of softness to the garden. Low maintenance and long blooming, it keeps flowers coming from spring to frost. Wherever it grows, it brings a steady, cheerful splash of color. Madagascar periwinkle shows off glossy green leaves and bright blooms in shades of pink, white, red, and purple that shine in the summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, handling heat and drought with ease once established. Perfect for borders, containers, or mass plantings, it adds a clean, vibrant look to any space. Low maintenance and resilient, It keeps blooming steadily from spring through fall. Even in the hottest, driest spots, it stays fresh and full of color. Yarrow produces flat clusters of tiny blooms in shades of yellow, pink, red, and white that hold their color under intense summer sunday. It thrives in full sun, handling heat, drought, and poor soil without complaint. Perfect for borders, wildflower gardens, or cutting gardens, it adds soft texture and lasting color. Once established, it's low maintenance and highly resilient, returning year after year. All summer long, it keeps the garden lively with its hardy, timeless charm. Zinnia bursts with bold, daisy-like blooms in every color imaginable, thriving in full sun and loving the summer heat. It grows quickly and blooms nonstop, adding bright splashes of color to borders, beds, and cutting gardens. Easy to grow and low maintenance, it thrives in average soil and shrugs off drought once established. Perfect for attracting butterflies and bees, it keeps the garden buzzing with life. From early summer to frost, it delivers a cheerful, non-stop floral show. And there you have it, 44 of the toughest, most heat-loving flowers that won't just survive the summer, they'll steal the show. Plant a few, mix and match, and your garden will be bursting with color from the first warm days to the last golden sunset of the season.